Hey everyone! Welcome to another episode of the Radium Girls. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Valerie.
And today we have another dark story. It's not as dark as our last one, but this one's pretty dark. And, you know, it's murder. So if you're not into murder stories, just skip this episode. But
we like a good true crime here.
Yeah. Yep. This one's pretty crazy. Like, I mean... It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of it, so I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Oh, not excited. Like, I'm ready to hear a new story.
Yeah, I'd never heard of this one before the research on it. And yeah, I was like, wow, we have to do this story. It's just crazy interesting. But yeah, we're gonna backtrack a little bit, go back into the 70s a little bit here, and let's just get right into it.
Let's get groovy.
Yeah. Did you say groovy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's get groovy.
But maybe not.
Did we start off groovy?
Not so much.
Oh, dang. Okay. John List was born on September 17th, 1925 in Bay City, Michigan, to parents of German descent who were devout evangelical Lutherans. His father, John Frederick, was distant, and young John's upbringing was primarily left to his mother, Alma, who was highly moralistic and overprotective. Overprotective? That sounds like my mom.
No, not like this.
Oh, okay. John was forced to live a strict and restrictive life, regularly attending church and avoiding anything dangerous or messy. He was taught to always be clean and orderly, and to avoid socializing with anyone deemed unworthy by his mother. Dang. Yeah, that's
restrictive.
Yeah. It is believed that under Alma's overbearing influence, John came to view the world as a dangerous place and sought to control it through his morality and structure. See, this is why you don't mess with kids. They become adults. Mm-hmm. John enlisted in the U.S. Army in 1943 and went on to earn a master's degree in accounting while serving in Europe. What?
Europe. Oh, I can't. I love it.
That's like Forrest Gump.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, I'm going to say it because I didn't think but yeah. Europe. Going off to the war.
Europe. Okay.
Oh, man.
Okay.
That's great.
While serving in Europe during world I can't do that. During world
It's the hardest, World War and World Wide Web.
Yeah.
That's the hardest.
During world... I can't say it. World? Okay. During world...
Don't look at the word.
Okay.
Look at the camera. Maybe that'll help.
During world... This is wrong. Okay. During world...
Did you forget how to say it now? World. Yeah. Like whirly.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, it's really whirly, but...
When I said it out loud, it didn't sound the same, but in my head, it sounded the same. And then you just... Okay.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Definitely helps. World.
There you go.
World. During World War II.
Not me thinking it should have said 3.
I was like, what is it?
We haven't even had 3 yet. Oh, man.
I didn't even think about that.
My brain was seriously like, she better say 3. Like 3. I was waiting for the 3.
This bitch said 2.
Oh, my God.
If we're keeping that, because this is going to get.
Yep.
He was briefly held as a prisoner of war. In 1951, while stationed in Virginia, John met Helen Taylor, a young widow and mother with physical scars from a medical accident. Medical accident?
I also don't know why that's important.
I want to know. What was the accident? A month after their meeting, Helen informed John that she was pregnant. A month? Leading to their marriage. A month? Dang.
And just wait.
However, it is unclear whether she was mistaken, had a miscarriage, or lied to John. Helen had syphilis. I just saw some pictures the other day of people with like...
Syphilis?
Yeah, like real bad. It was like they had holes everywhere.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was
now
rough.
I want to Google.
Yeah, put like late stage syphilis. She had syphilis contracted from her husband.
What? Syphilis? That's for that. What? When you told me to search for late stage, you said syphilis. And I never even said it until you said syphilis then.
I said syphilis?
Late stage syphilis.
What's wrong with me?
I can't. I didn't even catch it. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Helen had syphilis contracted from her first husband and struggled with alcoholism, which unfortunately affected her brain. That's what's wrong with the last people. That last episode.
Yeah, probably.
They had no brain from all the alcohol. Despite these challenges, John and Helen remained together and had 3 children, Patricia, John Jr., and Frederick. John was known for being an unassuming and uptight conservative who worked dull accounting jobs. He kept to himself and his family, rejecting any offers of friendship from neighbors. That's
Red flags?
Yeah, also like that's a little uptight.
Yeah.
On the rare occasion that he was noticed, he was seen as strange, such as mowing the lawn in a suit and tie, or dressing up to collect his daughter from the police station in the middle of the night. What? Wow. His aspirations, such as wanting to sell insurance to a neighbor who knew him to be antisocial, were tone deaf. Overall, John was seen as completely unremarkable in his adult life. Despite having a graduate degree in accounting, John struggled to find success in the business world due to his lack of social skills. He went from being a vice president at a bank to losing job after job and spending his days stewing on a train instead of working. Dang, vice president to...
Nothing.
Dang.
The family's Westfield mansion was purchased with a down payment from John's mother, Alma, who moved into the 3rd floor apartment of the house. The mansion had 19 rooms, including a ballroom, marble fireplaces, and a Tiffany skylight, which was thought to be $100,000 in itself.
Dang. How did he get this money?
From his mom.
That's a down payment, man.
Oh, yeah. But still.
That train stewardess is good. Paying good.
Oh, man. This arrangement caused unhappiness for both Helen, who never got along with her mother-in-law, and Alma herself. Growing up in the List household was far from a delightful childhood experience. Helen's daughter Brenda, from her previous marriage, had a few fond memories of her stepfather. However, she was cast aside when she became pregnant at 16 and sent to a home for unwed mothers, a cruel action at the time, but one that may have saved her life.
It's crazy that they used to have that.
Yeah, that is crazy. The other children lived under strict rules and faced punishment for any transgression. For instance, when Patty was held at the police station after being caught wandering the town with a friend, John's reaction was extreme. He saw her presence in the police station as a sign of her growing rebellion and a prediction of where her actions would lead. When Patty expressed aspirations of becoming an actor and wore a shirt that read, "Make love, not war," her father's reaction was violent. He screamed at her and ripped the shirt off.
Dang.
The List children may have had an inkling of the tragedy to come. Just days before her death, Patty told her drama coach, Ed Iliano, that her father had threatened to kill the entire family after a particularly heated argument.
Oh.
This wasn't the first time John had made such threats. Patty had confided in a friend that her father had asked the children if they wanted to be buried or cremated. Liz later mentioned this in an interview with ABC News, stating, "I thought I was being real clever."
What? He thought he was being clever?
Mm-hmm. Just wait, this guy's fucked up.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Days before the murders, Ed Iliano had visited the List family at their home. During his visit, John Jr. had grabbed his arm and asked him to come over more often. Dang, they're like...
Cry for help.
Yeah. I was going to say they're like lonely or something.
Cry for help.
Yeah. The following Monday, Patty called Iliano and asked him to visit again, but he couldn't. Iliano later stated that something about the family and the home had changed, and he felt uneasy about it. I probably wouldn't want to be there either.
Mm-hmm.
John List's aspirations of being a successful family man and provider were dashed by financial struggles and a lack of professional success. Despite his wife Helen's desire to live in a grand mansion, Breeze Knoll became a burden with costly repairs and an overwhelming mortgage.
Yeah, their mansion had a name.
Guess that train stewardess wasn't paying off.
I don't know where let me see. What are you talking about?
It said... What is it? I read it, yeah.
Oh, stewing on a oh, okay. I thought it meant just sitting, like...
He was sitting there stewing.
I thought it just meant, like, he's just riding trains to kill time.
Oh, I thought it was like a stewardess or something. But the male version, a stew. It's a male version of stew. He's a stew.
Well, I thought it just meant that he was just chilling.
Oh, shit, it might have been.
Killing time.
I don't know. Well, why is he just hanging out on trains, though?
Mm-hmm. Just killing time.
Killing time. Stewing about murder.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. In 1971, John lost his job at the bank at age 46, so maybe he wasn't stewardessing.
I think he was literally just like chilling on the train, like riding it. Just
literally stewing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
I had wondered what you meant. Like, I was like, well, maybe you read something that I just, like, my mind just didn't process it. I don't know.
Doing being a stewardess. The male version, the stew.
Oh, man, that's great.
Subsequent jobs didn't pan out. He couldn't bear to tell his family about the loss of income. It's going to have to come up sometime.
Is it?
Oh, I guess not. Not just stewing on trains.
Or plotting murders.
Yeah. So he spent his days at the train station, reading the newspaper and secretly skimming money from his mother's bank accounts to pay the mortgage. So he was stewing there. He refused to go on welfare as it would entail excruciating embarrassment in the community and violate the principles of self-sufficiency that he learned at his father's knee. The morning of November 9th, 1971 began just like any other winter morning. John took the 3 children to school, while Helen and Alma remained in the Westfield home. On the way back home from dropping off the children, John took 2 handguns out of his car and walked into the home. Dun, dun, dun.
Mm-hmm. He shot his wife, Helen, once in the back of the head and then went upstairs and shot and killed his mother, Alma.
Dang!
Yep. Shortly after killing them, he drove to the post office and the bank. Yeah, he was like closing out his bank accounts and, oh gosh, I didn't put it in here. I'm trying to remember what it said he did at the post office. I think he was like changing his address to like, or saying that they were going, it was either he was changing his address to somewhere, like a random address, or like forwarding or like saying that they're going on vacation or something for a while. It was something sketchy like that. And I know the bank, he pulled out money and closed his accounts. Yeah. Drained the accounts and then closed it.
Oh, okay.
Once he returned home, he waited for his 3 children, John Jr., Patty, and Frederick, to return home from school. Upon arriving, John shot and killed all 3 of his innocent children.
Dang, John.
So, the youngest one, the 2 oldest kids was quick and easy. Like, he shot them and then that was it. But it was said and believed that the youngest child didn't go down so easy. Was
that the girl?
No, I think it was John Jr.
Oh, okay.
It was said that it appeared that he must have put up a fight, and that there was like 10 or 11 gunshot wounds in his very short body. Like, he was not very tall at all, and he just shot them all over. And
Jesus.
Yeah, it was said that the other 2, it was pretty much just point blank in the head, and then the youngest one put up a fight and,
Dang.
went down swinging.
It's crazy.
Yep. John then took steps to cover his tracks, cleaning up the blood as best as he could. We do have an image. It's and it's not that graphic, but of the mop that he used, and it shows like it's not that great of a picture, but it shows like how thick the blood was. And it was saying like the blood was so thick and like so much blood that he couldn't get it out of the mop, and he had to wring it out by hand, and it was just like a mess.
Might as well give up.
Yeah. So with him covering his tracks, cleaning up the blood, cashing in savings bonds, stopping mail delivery, that's what he did at the post office, and telling people that the family was going to North Carolina to care for Helen's supposedly ill mother. He attempted to move Alma's body to the ballroom, but her body was too heavy, so he left her wrapped in a carpet in the upstairs apartment. John dragged all the bodies into the ballroom. He made his way around the entire mansion, cutting his face out of every single one of the family photos. Before leaving the mansion for the last time, he turned on every light and left music playing throughout the home. I think we do say something about it. Yeah, we do talk about it here shortly, but he did leave a letter, and I think it was like 5 pages long.
Dang.
It's crazy. Despite the great lengths that he went to in order to delay the search, teachers grew suspicious of the prolonged absence of the children. Concerned neighbors alerted law enforcement after noticing the lights were constantly left on. Neighbors also realized that the lights in the mansion were starting to burn out one by one, unsettling everyone. It would be nearly a month before the police found the bodies. The bodies of the List family were discovered 1 month later, December 7, 1971. Inside the house, police discovered a note written by John labeled "To the Finder." Inside this letter, John explains where certain documents can be located and offers an explanation for murdering his entire family. He wrote in the letter that he couldn't keep his family happy and he had no choice but to murder them all.
Okay. Did you ask them that? Dang.
It gets crazier. Like, it's just, I mean, not so much a story. I mean, that's as crazy as it can get, but like, as far as all that, but just the things that he says in interviews, it's just
a weirdo.
Yeah.
This middle-aged, seemingly normal man made himself a sandwich and sat at the kitchen table to eat a sandwich.
After he killed them.
Ew.
Yes, this is after he killed them. So yeah, this happened right after he killed them.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
When asked how he could just sit there and eat a sandwich after he just murdered his family, his response was simple. He was hungry. When you're hungry, you make a sandwich. Okay.
I mean, I guess,
I
but,
guess so.
You know, if I'm mad at somebody, I'm not just going to go kill them.
How can you get a sandwich in there, man? Ooh.
That's crazy.
Yeah. A nationwide manhunt was underway. After the discovery of the murdered family in Breeze Knoll, the only lead in finding John List was his car, which had been left at JFK International Airport since November 10th. Despite attempts by investigators to track him down, including a fake plea from his stepdaughter, Brenda. Where was Brenda?
Well, remember, she was in that home for...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
List managed to elude capture. Fearing he might come back and kill again, many people saw Liss as a dangerous threat. However, he had actually relocated to Denver and changed his name to Robert P. Clark. He worked as a cook, but later resumed his old profession as an accountant and even got remarried in 1985. So when did he kill him? 71? And this is 85?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna do math.
It tells you how long.
Oh, okay.
How long from the time he killed till,
Okay. John might have lived the rest of his life in freedom if it weren't for the TV show America's Most Wanted. That's how a lot of people got caught.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is. The show featured the Liss family killings in 1989. They had a forensic sculptor create a bust showing what Liss most likely looked like 18 years after he killed his family. His old neighbors in Denver recognized him.
Okay, so I have a picture of this. It's uncanny.
Really?
Yeah, I want to show you the picture real quick, and you tell me which one is the real picture of him. Where's that? Sculpture and him. Which one's which?
Is this him?
Yeah.
Dang.
But look how uncanny that is.
I wonder how they did that.
They took his the pictures that they had of him, that they knew of him, and they took that, and by knowledge of how people age, they sculpted that, just like they do that for this is what the missing children. Yeah. This is what they may look like now.
I always wonder if that's how accurate that is, but that one's very accurate.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Insane, very uncanny.
Eventually, Bob and Dolores Clark moved to Richmond, Virginia, where they watched an episode of America's Most Wanted in 1989. The program featured a bust of John Liss sculpted by a forensic sculptor to show what Liss most likely looked like 18 years after he killed his family. Bob was reportedly sweating profusely as he watched the show. Dang. However, Dolores did not make the connection between the bust and her husband.
How did you not make that connection?
Right?
How could you not look over and be like,
him.
Yeah, hey babe, that looks just like you. Oh yeah, it kind of does. Nah,
or maybe
he'd probably be denying it. Yeah, but I mean that's crazy. That's crazy.
Dang.
Crazy.
Meanwhile, in Colorado, Wanda Flannery was also watching the show and recognized the likeness between Liss and her former neighbor, Bob Clark. Despite having shown Dolores a tabloid article about Liss in the past, Flannery's concerns were dismissed. However, now Flannery could no longer ignore the connection and was concerned for Dolores' safety. She asked her son-in-law to call the show's tip line and provide authorities with Liss, Virginia address.
After following many false leads, investigators finally discovered that Bob Clark of Richmond, Virginia, was actually John Liss. FBI agents uncovered the truth, and Liss was taken into custody. He initially tried to convince authorities that he was Bob Clark, but eventually confessed the truth to a shocked Dolores.
She's like, oh my God, now that you mention it.
Yeah. Police in Virginia arrested mass murderer John Liss on June 1st, 1989, a mere 9 days after the show aired his case.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah, for real. At his trial in 1990, defense lawyers argued that Liss suffered from PTSD from his military service in World War II. In World War II in Korea. I don't know why I keep wanting to say 3.
You did good, though.
I did. Expert psychologists believed rather that Liss was going through a midlife crisis, and as the prosecution pointed out, that was no excuse for killing 5 innocent people.
Yeah.
The jury finally found John Liss guilty, and on May 1st, 1990, a judge sentenced him to 5 life terms in a New Jersey prison. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why couldn't they have done that for Brianna Lopez's mom?
Right.
And dad and uncle?
5 life terms.
I mean, he got 1 life term for every person that he killed.
Mm-hmm.
These people should have... sorry. That case still bothers me.
Yes.
If you haven't watched that one, warning. It's very, very graphic. It's disturbing, sickening. It's a great story to listen to just because of the awareness that needs to be brought to light of the types of things that happen. So just disclaimer, go listen to it. John told ABC News in 2002 that his decision to kill his family was motivated by a desire to protect them from going to hell if they deviated from his religious views.
Okay.
Yeah. He felt that the only way to save their souls was to take their lives. In an interview with Connie Chung in 2002, he said he didn't kill himself after killing his own family because he felt that would prevent him from getting to heaven. All he wanted was to reunite with his wife, mother, and children in the afterlife, where he believed there would be no pain or suffering.
Oh my God.
You ain't going to heaven.
No.
Sorry about it, but nah, not sorry.
Mm-mm.
He served 18 years in prison before dying from pneumonia in 2008. His ashes were claimed by an unknown person and were not interred with his mother's remains in Michigan, according to cemetery workers.
Interesting.
I wonder who claimed his ashes.
I know. Probably like some sick freak fan.
Probably, actually.
Mm-hmm. He got a big head.
Yeah, he does.
Man.
But yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's the story of John List and his family, murdering his family. And
he only did 18 years for dying of pneumonia.
Complications from it. I think takeaways from this story is that, you don't fuck with kids, number one, because his parents raised him all kinds of wrong.
I mean, then they grow up and do crazy things.
Yeah.
And kill you.
Yeah, and kill you.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Have you ever heard of this story? I never heard of it, but that's pretty dark.
Yeah. What the hell?
Crazy.
Your whole family.
I just don't understand it. I feel like we've been having more and more stories like this, though.
Like the whole family dies?
Yeah.
There's definitely a bunch of them.
Yeah. Like when I was looking this one up, there were several others that were like recent and some that happened like in January and we're in April. Dang. So it's like, dang. Like, why are you killing people out there? Why are you killing your family? Why are you killing people in general? It's horrible.
Yeah, and your family? Come on.
I just can't.
Just shot them all. And then like went crazy on the last one. It's crazy. Poor kids.
Sad. Yeah. Super sad.
Okay. It's probably because she gave him syphilis. I don't know. Did she? I don't know.
It didn't say that. But I don't know.
I don't know. He was just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sad. It's terrible. Well, remember their names: Patty, Frederick, John Jr., Helen, Alma.
Oh, gosh, that's a lot of them.
Just all 5 of them.
Dang.
Yep.
I was surprised he got away for so long, though. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it was the 70s to early 80s and stuff, but
harder. Can't do that no more.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our story.
Yeah. So if you have any stories or suggestions or any cases that we should do, let us know. Any topics, we'll do anything.
We'll do anything.
We'll do anything.
So long as we find it interesting.
Yeah, as long as it's interesting.
Yeah.
And you can let us know. And you can email us. You can let us know on Instagram. You can comment, message, like. You can let us know on Facebook. Same thing. Comment, message, like. Follow. And then we're on all your podcasts, or on YouTube, everywhere. Just comment, like, follow,
subscribe, rate. All the above.
All the keywords.
Yes. Everything.
Yes. So you can find us on there and just, hit us up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we will come next week, maybe, hopefully, with a new story.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we try to put out an episode every Tuesday, but life is crazy. And if we don't make it on a Tuesday, just bear with us and we'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be back. Don't worry about us.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere.
But yeah, that is our episode today, and we will see you next time. As always,
stay curious.